كتاب محمد هذا يا أسنيرة؟
لا، هذا كتاب حامد.
أين كتاب محمد؟
هو على المكتب هناك.
أين دفتر أمار؟
هو على مكتب المدرس.
كلام من هذا يا علي؟
هذا كلمة المدرس.
أين حقيبة المدرس؟
هي تحت المكتب.
So, Assalamualaikum and good morning to each and everyone, especially to you, sir. So, today we are going to do some exercises or tamreens, or from the word tamreens means exercises. So, the first exercise here is Ajiba anil asiyatil atiya, or answer the following questions. So, this question was related to the conversation that we did earlier. So, the question number 1 is Aina kitabu Muhammadin, or where is Muhammad's book? Number 2, Aina kitabu Ammarin, or where is Ammar's book? And number 3 is Aina hakibatul mudarrisi, or where is the teacher's bag or briefcase? So like what I said earlier, we can find the jawabs or the answers of this question to the conversation that we did earlier. So since I'm the first reporter, I am just going to give the answers first before we proceed to the next exercises. So the answer for the number 1 question is Huwa alal maktabi hunaka. So since the question number 1 is asking for where is Muhammad's book, or Aina kitabu Muhammadin, so the answer is Huwa alal maktabi hunaka, or it is on the desk over there. Okay, so the next question is Aina kitabu Ammarin, or where is Ammar's book? So based on the conversation over there, the answer is Huwa alal maktabil mudarrisi, or it is on the teacher's desk. Okay, so the third one is Aina hakibatul mudarrisi, or where is the teacher's bag or briefcase? So jawab is Hiya tahtal maktabi, or it is under the desk. Hiya tahtal maktabi, or it is under the desk. Okay, so that was the answer for our first tamrin or exercise. So now let's proceed to the next exercise, which is Adiful kalimatul ula ila thaniya, or we need to ascribe the al kalimatul ula, or the first word of the given words down there, to the second word of it, or we're just going to connect those words to each other. So the first given example here was Kitabun and Muhammadun. So if we connect those random words, we can construct a word or phrase which is Kitabu Muhammadin, or Muhammad's book. So the word Kitabun plus the word Muhammadun can construct another word which is Kitabu Muhammadin, or Muhammad's book. Okay, so the next one is Kalamun and Hamidun. So Kalamun and Hamidun can construct a word Kalamu Hamidin, or Hamid's pen. Okay, so the next one is Miftahun and Albaytun. So Miftahun and Albaytun is Miftahul Bayti, or the house key. Okay, so as you can see, there are difference between our first and second example, which is the first turn into tanwin or double vowels like the kasratain, while our next example has only one vowel. So why is our first example turned into tanwin while the second one has only single vowels? So the answer might be our first letter on our second word of our example doesn't have an alif lam, like the Hamidun or the Kalamun and Hamidun. So based on the rules in Arabic language is, if the words come from any Arabic letter that isn't alif lam, then it can end with tanwin or double vowels like the kasratain of our Hamidun, like Hamidun turns into Hamidin. So likewise for our second example, which is the Miftahun and Albaytun. So if the first words come from the alif lam first, then the end will turn into single vowel, which is kasra, like Albaytun that turns into Albayti. So Miftahun and Albaytun is Miftahul Bayti, or the house key. Okay, so now let us try on another example. So Baytun and Abbasun. So Baytun and Abbasun is Baytu Abbasin or Abbas house. So, since Abbas doesn't start with alif lam, Abbas turn into tanwin or double vowels, which is Abbasin. Okay, so the next one is Dukkanun and At-Tajiru. So, Dukkanun and At-Tajiru is Dukkanut Tajiri. So, At-Tajiru only turns into single vowel because it started with alif lam. So, Dukkanun At-Tajiru is Dukkanut Tajiri. Okay, so the next one is Gurfatun and Aliyun. So, Gurfatun and Aliyun is Gurfatu Aliyin or Alistrum. Okay, so next is Baitun and Al-Muhandisu. Baitun Al-Muhandisu is Baitul Muhandisi or the engineer's house. Next is Daftarun and Saidun. So, Daftarun and Saidun is Daftaru Saidin or Said's book because it doesn't come with alif lam first. Okay. Next is Ismun and Al-Waladu. So, Ismun and Al-Waladu is Ismul Waladi or the boy's name. Next is Mindilun and Yasirun. So, Mindilun and Yasirun is Mindilu Yasirin or Yasir's handkerchief. Next is Kitabun and Allahu. So, Kitabun and Allahu is Kitabullahi or Allah's book. Next is Kamisun and Ammarun. So, Kamisun and Ammarun is Kamisu Ammarin or Ammar's shirt. Okay, next is Bintun at Tabibun. So, Bintun at Tabibun is Bintut Tabibi or the doctor's daughter. Okay, next is Sarirun and Khalidun. So, Sarirun and Khalidun is Sariru Khalidin or Khalid's bed. Okay, so the last one is Miftahun and As-Sayyaratu. So, Miftahun and As-Sayyaratu is Miftahus Sayyarati or the key of the car. So, that is how we connect a two words and how we read it based on how we apply a correct vowel of it. Okay, so now, let's proceed to our third exercise, which is Ikra waktub ma dabda wa akhiril kalimat, or read and write with putting the vowel marks on the ending of the word. So, this is to test us if we can already connect or read the nouns or words correctly with the correct vowels at the end of it, or we're just going to read it correctly and apply what we discussed lately in our second exercise. Okay, so, Babul madrasati, Himarur rajuli, Baitu hamidin, Sayyaratul mudiri, Mindilu ammarin, Ismut talibi, Baitullahi, Fi kitabillahi, Min baitil mudarrisi, and ala maktabil mudiri. So, if we know how to put a correct vowels on the last of the word or a noun, then it will be easily for us to identify the word even na wala siyang baris, kumbaga in our language. We can read it easily by just looking for the first letter of a word, and we can already identify it easily and can read it correctly. Just always remember that if a noun or word start from alif lam, then the vowel of that word will have only single vowels like the fatha, Dhamma, and Kasra. Then if the noun or word doesn't start with alif lam, then the vowel of that word will automatically be vowel as tanwin, or the double vowels like the fathatain, kasratain, and dhammatain. Okay, so now let's proceed to the fourth phase of our exercise, which is ikra, or read. Okay, so in this fourth phase, we're just going to read what is written there. Okay, so number 1, Aina Baitul Mudarrisi, or where is the teacher's house? Huwa Baidun, it is far away. Okay, so the next one is Al-Qur'anu Kitabullahi, or the Quran is the book of Allah. Okay, so there is still a lot of example of this reading exercise, but our fellow classmate or ukti, which is Asnaya Kusain, will continue it. So, that's all for my report. Shukran and wasalam.